It's not about, it's not about, it's not about the injury. It's not about, it's not about, it's not about the injury. It's about the recovery. It's about the recovery.
Hey folks, welcome to the Paul Padda podcast. I'm Paul Padda, joined today by our special guest, Sylvia Alvarado of Lotus Broadcasting.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome on the show.
I'm very excited to be here.
Well, coming to you from Red Chimp Studios, we want to talk to Sylvia today a little bit about Lotus Broadcasting and a special event coming up, International Women's Day.
We're very excited about that.
That
it's
is really cool.
It's going to be at El Palacio del Sol, which is on Saharan Convention Center, 11 to 2, and it's basically an opportunity for us to celebrate women. So not only the women who are working women, but also the housewives, stay-at-home moms, that sort of thing.
And because we have such a large Latino population here in Las Vegas, there's going to be a Latino flavor to it, right? It's Día Internacional de la Mujer, right?
Yes, that's very good.
That's pretty good, right? See, my Spanish is actually really good.
Yeah.
So International Day of the Woman in Spanish, but women play a huge role in Latin culture.
Yes.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about that in terms of the event?
So basically, when we have our Día de la Mujer, we're going to be at Palacio del Sol. Again, celebrating women, the working women, the stay-at-home mom. We're going to be catering to them. We have, prizes ranging from like hair appointments or, things for the house, so that sort of stuff.
Very cool.
And
if people want to find out more about this event and they go online, where would they go?
They can go to labuenalv.com.
labuenalv.com. What's the theme of the event, and why was that theme chosen?
To celebrate women, and I think not only just one day, but every day, just like Valentine's Day or whatever. It should always be celebrated. But we would just want to put a spotlight on Latino women, and say, hey, here's a day that you can be spoiled, and you can win prizes. We'll have Rosmar Vega, who's our nationally syndicated host, come on by and talk to women out there.
Okay. All right, this is a segment of the show where we take a little break, and it's called Paul Padda for the People, and we throw out some pointers. So we're going to take a little break, and then we'll be right back with Sylvia Alvarado.
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, folks. This is Paul Padda of Paul Padda Law with another pointer. Today, we're going to talk about the difference between state court and federal court. A lot of people don't understand that what happens in federal court is very different than what happens in state court. State courts are courts of general and broad jurisdiction, having jurisdiction over things that occur under state law. For example, most car accident cases end up in state court. Any cause of action generally sounding or bringing a claim for negligence is going to be in state court. Federal court is a court of much more narrow jurisdiction. What happens in federal court, it happens because Congress has usually passed a law or there's some constitutional provision that's been violated, and those are cases that generally end up in federal court. Having a lawyer who has the ability to go to both state court and federal court and understands the procedures and the differences is very important, and it gives you as a client a lot more power. State court and federal court, they're not the same. Hey, welcome back, folks. We're with Sylvia Alvarado, talking to us about International Women's Day. So I know the theme this year is gender equality, which it seems like that should be the theme every year.
Right.
We should always be striving for gender equality. But this year's theme in particular, and there's a special focus on it, is gender equality. And now in this year, we actually have two women who've made it almost to the finals in the Democratic primaries.
Yes.
Women. I think eventually we're going to see a female president, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat.
I think at that point, as a woman, I wouldn't really care if it's Republican or Democrat.
Right.
I would just feel like, oh my God, there's a woman as a president now. Like, thank God, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's other countries out there that have women presidents, but it's not anything new. For us, it would be groundbreaking.
I think you're right. That's right. And then, the issue of gender equality, it's really, it's beyond American borders. I mean, it's an issue of international rights, right? I mean, here we're talking about women being paid equal wages, but there's some countries where the conversation about equality is on a whole different level.
It's
women
insane.
don't even have the right to drive cars. This is crazy to me.
So it's a little bit wild to think about how a woman can't even drive or can't even, do certain things that maybe a woman in the United States might take for granted.
Well,
okay, so now let's go back to the actual event.
Okay.
This is on March 7th, right?
Yes.
So someone who shows up there, what can they expect to see?
So they're going to see a lot of booths ranging from health to beauty to cooking to anything about home. It's all ages. So if you have children, you can totally bring them by Palacio del Sol 11 to 2.
Okay.
There's also going to be little toys while supplies last for children. So
It's a family event.
yes.
Okay. So the whole family should come, and there's going to be a lot of educational and information.
Yes.
A booth, I'd imagine, cooking classes, things for the whole family to do.
Yeah.
I know Paul Padda Law will have a booth there.
I know.
Not to promote ourselves, but
You can toot your own horn. That's
well,
fine.
We'll toot it because it's important. I think we need that outreach. I think the biggest thing that people need to arm themselves always is with information. And so one of the reasons we were very excited to be a sponsor at this event is that we would have a booth and we would be able to engage in some community outreach, which is a big deal to us because it's important to empower people, and even if we can't ultimately represent them, but maybe we can help them with information or
guide them in the right direction.
Or guide them in the right direction. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Sylvia, we've been talking about some of the different type of informational booths that are going to be here at International Women's Day. A lot of helpful information. It's a family event, but there's also we're going to try to keep it light too, right? There's going to be
Yes.
a lot of entertainment as well.
Yeah, so we know that it's an important issue. It could be a little bit heavy at times, but
Yeah.
again, Rosmar's going to be there. We have prizes to give away, so definitely come out for that.
Okay.
Music, we'll have interactions with our jocks
Okay.
out there. So
So a lot of the Lotus Broadcasting folks will be there.
Yes.
And then what about in terms of music? What kind of music?
we'll have.
Is there going to be live music?
Yeah, it'll be live music.
Oh, that's fantastic. Good. Sylvia, this has been so informative. Thank you so much for coming on today's podcast.
Thank you for
We've
having
learned
me.
a lot more about International Women's Day. Many people didn't probably realize that there was even such a holiday, but it's an important day to keep in mind and commemorate so many important things. Not only achievements by women in the past, but all of the things that we need to do to make this a more gender equal world. And so I think it's such an important day. And I'm really pleased to know you and know Lotus Broadcasting. I know you guys do so much for the community. I'm really proud to be a sponsor of this event.
Yes, and we are very excited for you to have you on board. Again, the Day of the Women is going to be at El Palacio del Sol 11 to 2.
Sylvia, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, folks, that's another episode of the Paul Padda Podcast. Until next time, stay safe.
It's not about